I don't remember much of the conversation, just that we both felt like the right thing to do would be to have an abortion. I didn't know there was any other option. I was 16 and I had learnt from TV and from things that are taught in schools, people that would come in and do talks at schools, that if you get pregnant, it's considered a problem, and the solution is to terminate your pregnancy and to get rid of that so-called problem. And so I didn't even consider another option. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know, I don't think it ever crossed my mind that that was a human, that I was carrying, a child that I was carrying. So as I said, I was 16 and I told my boyfriend, and the unanimous solution seemed to be abortion. So I went to the doctors. I went to see him on my own. I went in, I did a pregnancy test. There was no conversation. I just said that I was pregnant and I didn't think my parents would be happy. There was no discussion, no conversation. He just looked at me and then put a signature on the paper. And I was told that I would receive a letter from Mary Stopes, and an abortion appointment would be booked for me. Yeah, I went to Mary Stopes in Brixton with my boyfriend. I was taken into a room which just had a very long room, which had lots of other beds just strewn along both sides, and lots of other girls in that room. From that room I was taken to another room and an ultrasound was taken, but the screen was turned away, so I wasn't able to see the baby that was inside me. And then I went back to the long room with the other girls in it until it was my turn to go in for my appointment. When I woke up after the operation, the thing that I remember most clearly is the absolute physical pain that I felt in my stomach, in my abdomen. I couldn't stand and went home and just completely had to hide it from my family, and I never did hear anything ever again from Mary Stopes in way of follow-up aftercare. I never heard anything from them following that day. The idea of my mum ever finding out just sickened me. I didn't want to go near that thought of my mum ever finding out. Yeah, it was a secret. One day I was invited to a presentation that was held from an organisation called CBR UK, Centre for Bioethical Reform. Within that presentation I was shown the reality of abortion and the humanity of the unborn child. And for the first time in so many years, I was convicted of what I had done, and I was broken, and I went home, and that night I just cried and repented before God. I'd become a Christian a number of years before that, and yeah, just broke down before God. Since then, been working with two other ladies who have been through very similar situation to myself. We all had our abortion around the same time in the same year, and so we have been working together with an organisation called Voice for the Voiceless, Us and Child, to advocate for women who have been through abortion or who are considering abortion, and advocate for the unborn child. I believe I could have said anything. I believe I didn't even need a reason. I think it would have been enough for me to literally go there and say, I'd like an abortion. Why? It's what I feel is right. I believe, looking back, I believe it would have been as simple as that. It was enough for me to just say my parents wouldn't be happy. How many other teenage girls, even 12-year-old girls, adults that will, have arguments, so many different thoughts as to why it wouldn't be right for them. And I believe that they could say anything and it would be legitimized. Yeah, on hindsight now, I wasn't empowered. I was just on the conveyor belt of what is apparently the norm.